10 years after graduating from law school, 5 years since launching the You Are Lawyer podcast, I still enjoy talking. I enjoy talking so much that I will sit and listen to other people talk for the You Are Lawyer podcast. Hey y'all, this is Kyla Denanyoh, and I just wanted to record a special little episode to celebrate. This is my 10th anniversary from graduating from law school. I graduated May 9th, 2015, and it both feels like it was last year and also feels like it was like 30 years ago, right? And so this episode is all about getting to know the lawyer behind the You Are Lawyer podcast, okay? So I've dropped a couple of these gems in a few of the episodes, but unless you've listened to all 190 of the episodes, you may have missed a couple things, okay? So let's get into it. The first thing is, I never wanted to be a lawyer. I always wanted to be a judge. And even saying that, it sounds really silly, but like when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a judge. I used to wear my dad's robe. I used to walk around, act like I was telling people what to do and giving them provisions and all the stuff. And then it wasn't until I was older where I realized I needed to be a lawyer to become a judge. Like there's a couple of places where you don't have to be a lawyer first, but it's like little tiny podunk towns or whatever. And like, that's not really my vibe. And so, yeah, when I found out I had to be an attorney to become a judge, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm going to law school. So the number 9 thing is I am delusional. I am very, very delusional. I say that because when I started this podcast, I used to always tell people I couldn't wait for my website to crash because I had so much traffic on the website, right? And so ask me if I had ever managed a website before. No. Ask me if I had ever run a podcast before. No. Ask me if I had ever done anything creative like that, including technology. No. But I just believe that if anything is written down, if I can read about it, I can learn it. And I do think that that is delusional because there are a lot of people who will be like, oh, I can't do it. And my mind is always yet. Oh, I can't do that yet. I haven't hosted a podcast yet. Oh, I haven't managed a website yet, right? And now I have a Wix account. I have my Webflow account. I have a regular Squarespace account, right? Like I have all these websites now. I like to think that I'm a techie. It's tech in its own way, right? Like I taught myself how to edit audio, how to edit video, how to record with a big Sony camera, how to record with my phone, how to have lights set up. So the 8th thing here, I did not always enjoy taking risks, okay? I am a classically trained lawyer. I was very type A. I say was because I think of type A as very regimented, likes to be in control, wants to handle how things are going. That is not me. If you want to come and take control, please do. I have so many things I'm managing. Please let me relinquish it for a little while. Maybe that's part of the type A. I don't like having everything figured out. I may have used to. Right now, I do not. Surprise me. Let me think that I'm doing these 3 things and it turns into something else, right? And like, I used to really love that quote, like what you pay attention to grows. Yeah, you pay attention to your money, it grows. Pay attention to your this, it grows. I don't find that to be the same with results of creativity, right? Like if I pay attention to my podcast and I improve it, yeah, it could grow. If I just keep staring at my download numbers every day, that's not gonna make it grow, right? And so like, I just find that taking one risk allowed me to build my tolerance for more and more and more risk. Deciding I was going to talk to lawyers for the You Are Lawyer podcast, risk number 1. Who am I going to talk to? How am I going to find them? How am I going to get them to talk to me? How are we going to get this thing going, right? One risk led to another, to now I actually enjoy taking risk. I really, really do. And even I enjoy surprises. Like I want to know, okay, we thought that was going to happen, but how didn't it happen? We thought that was going to happen, but what changed, right? And I think that's a really interesting thing because I'm a strategist. And so for me to lean into the unknown, I think is pretty fun and pretty exciting. Okay. All right, y'all. Number 6, I have recorded this podcast in 2 different states and in 4 different cities. Okay. So I've recorded in the state of Kentucky, I've recorded in Ohio, and then I've recorded in Westchester, Columbus, Cincinnati, and Covington, Kentucky. All right. So I typically will not record when I'm traveling, with exception to when I lived in Kentucky and I recorded in Columbus. But like, yeah, I'll definitely edit all over the place. I've edited in Belize, I've edited in Florida, but I won't record in other places. So yeah, I've recorded this in 4 different cities and 2 different states. I had a sponsor of the You Are Lawyer podcast in my first season. It feeds to the delusion. It feeds to the put it out there. Will someone value it? Will they see the importance, right? And so the funniest thing about that is I was interviewing a guest and they're like, hey, what are you going to do about sponsors? I'm like, oh, I'll think about it in the future. And they're like, no, I mean, like, do you want a sponsor? I had a sponsor in my first season. And when I tell you, when you think about quitting podcasting, when you think about no one cares about what you're doing, no one cares about your artwork, you want to stop, getting a sponsor in your first season, your first 16 episodes, will keep you going. Because even though the money was like, it was a small amount of money, I can say now, someone was offering me money for something I was going to do anyway. And it really did propel me. I mean, like, I'm in season 13 right now. And so, yeah, that was a big deal. Another thing that you may or may not have known about me, I am doing everything I never expected. I never expected to run a business. I never expected to manage people again. I did that in a big law firm. I really enjoyed it. It was also a lot of work. And I was like, nope, I'm going to be a solo contributor. Let me just implement and do my part and get out. I got a whole team. I enjoy having a whole team. I enjoy managing. I enjoy the standard operating procedures and getting people up to date and getting them ready. And then you get to let them run and I'm not micromanaging you. And I do. The thing that I didn't care for about managing is that it takes a lot of time to get the right people in the right places. But then once you have them, you're good to go, right? And so that upfront work is the tough part, but like, I'm doing it now. So another thing that I wasn't expecting to do, I wasn't expecting to have all the social media. I wasn't expecting to ever move back to Columbus again. So I'm doing a lot of things I never expected, and it's actually really, really fun. All right, so the other thing is I am 41 years old. Did you know that? Did you know that? I get a lot of people on the show and we're like the same age, but because I talk about having a 4-year-old, they're like, oh, I remember when I was your age. I'm like, I'm 41 years old. So if you never knew, I'm 41 years old. I mention a lot that I went to law school at 28, and I don't know if people add it up or think about it or whatever, but like 41 years old, I graduated at 31. I'm now 41 with a child that's growing out of her toddler years. But yeah, so. All right, so the third thing here, I actually enjoy editing podcasts. Okay, I have always loved words. I've always loved reading words. I've loved writing words. I've loved editing. When I was a little kid and we get in trouble, I would write my parents a letter and be like, I feel like you treated my brother this way. You didn't listen to me or whatever. I love pulling out a pen and marking things up. I've always. I still really enjoy editing, right? I keep trying to record a video about how like these apps that remove ums are not the same as a podcast editor, because also, I want someone to be like, well, Kyla, what do you do and how can we replicate it? Because there are times when you are talking to a guest and then you think of an amazing question and you ask it late and it needs to be moved. And like how do I replicate that part of my brain into an app that it can do it? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to stuff. I'm like, oh, that was wrong, or you were distracted, or you were this, and I'm moving things and I'm chopping and screwing it, right? Like if I had a pen and paper and was marking it up, that's what I'm doing when I'm editing audio. And that's also why I work with business owners, which is point number 2, that I work with business owners. You have to have a business, or you have to have a creative pursuit that you are treating like a business. You're an author, you're selling books, you are trying to get monetized with your whatever. For one, so that you can afford the fee. For 2, I don't know how to edit your hangout, laugh, joke podcast. I'm cleaning it up. I'm getting it tight. I'm making sure it's clear. That is the way that I edit. That's also why I only offer LinkedIn for social media management, because like, some of my Instagram posts hit, most of my LinkedIn ones resonate. I don't care if I got 86 people watching. My clients come from LinkedIn. Oh, I saw you're having so much fun on your life. Oh, I saw you're always talking about this. You could be consistent there. You could be consistent here. At one point I had 3 clients and all 3 of them came from LinkedIn. And I don't even talk about the industries that these people are in, but like, that's my lane and I'm happily there. Okay. So yeah, I work with business owners. That is really important to me. For one, I like to coach them. I like to let them know, like, you were able to take the risk and believe in yourself to start the business. And I'm telling you, sharing your story will just boost everything else. And it's fun to have them get that light bulb moment where they're like, yes, it works. I absolutely love it. All right, so the number one thing that you may or may not have known about me is that I love talking. I started the You Are a Lawyer podcast because I wanted to talk. There were a lot of really cool lawyers that I kept meeting, and they like no one was telling their stories. I was listening to podcasts, I couldn't hear their stories. I was looking at other lawyers, I couldn't find their stories. I wanted to know where the stories were. I was like, I'm going to talk to these people. You're going to tell me, we're going to get it out there. And the ironic thing is, I probably speak in like 10% of the episodes. The talking, the getting to know, the interacting, the wondering how their day is, the listening to their story, that is my jam. That is the whole reason why I started a podcast. And now, 10 years after graduating from law school, 5 years since launching the You Are Lawyer podcast, I still enjoy talking. I enjoy talking so much that I will sit and listen to other people talk for the You Are Lawyer podcast. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. Just getting to know the lawyer behind the You Are Lawyer podcast, okay? So if you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you. We are locked in. And if you are listening, thank you. I appreciate you. And I am so grateful that you decided to spend these couple minutes with me. All right? Go create something and enjoy changing your careers.